Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Fantasy, brought to you by the Bench Podcast and TrophySmack.com. Right now, use our link in the description of this video and swag out your league winners and losers with trophies, belts. They got it all. Check out TrophySmack.com. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing? Fantasy League is here. Football is this week. It's a good day.
It's week one, man. Ready to go.
Week one, baby. Week one is here, and what we're going to do today on Fantasy is bring you the waiver wire preview of next week. And there's a lot of waiver wires that are going to be important throughout the year, but week one, in large part, can shape your league. The breakouts in week one could oftentimes carry through the entire league. Guys like, I don't know, last year, I'm thinking like a J.K. Dobbins goes off right away. A couple years ago, we remember Mike Williams had a run to start the year. I remember the year Cooper Kupp and Stafford hooked up. That week one, I knew I made a mistake by not having Cooper Kupp on my team. A lot of these things will happen week one, and so this waiver wire could be very, very important because in large part, we can't really trust everything we see in the preseason. And so this week one, guys show their cards, and you have an opportunity to capitalize. We're going to try to give you a preview on guys maybe you should be picking up. Say you're holding an extra quarterback and you don't really need it. Like you got Daniel Jones there, and you already have, Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. Probably, let's pick up a sleeper, a waiver wire guy there to fill that spot instead. Guys, let's jump right into it. We are using the sleeper app for the availability rate. We're trying to target guys from around 50% or less owned across all leagues. And so that's kind of the premise we're working off. DA, I know you have the most out of all of us, so go ahead and get us started.
The first guy I'm going to mention is 29% roster on Sleeper. So if you're in a deeper league, maybe he's already picked up, but at least to keep an eye on. And with these recommendations, I'm looking for guys who are predictable. So sure, if James Conner blows out his knee in week one and Trey Benson's available, drop all your fab on him or a large portion. But we can't predict which lead running back is going to get hurt. So I'm looking for guys that have a doable week one, right? I don't want, even if I'm high on Tennessee versus Denver in week one, man, am I really going to try to take Alik Iomanor after one catch for 10 yards going up against Patrick Surtain? No, right? So I want guys with a doable week one and a good week two, right? Because I don't want them to then go into a tough matchup in week two if I'm going to pick them up. So the first guy is Kyle Williams for New England. He's 29% rostered. Again, maybe in a deeper league, he's already picked up. There's been some preseason buzz on him, but we're still kind of figuring out, is he actually going to get a lot of snaps or not? Diggs is pretty locked in. Williams can play outside, and so maybe he's not getting peppered with slot targets like some other guys. Raiders in week one, very beatable secondary. Let's see if he can do something. Dolphins in week two, very beatable secondary. Let's see if he can do something. Their pass rush is okay, but that back end is weak, right? Storm Duck is literally their cornerback number one until some recent signings. So you've got Carolina in week four. You've got New Orleans in week six. So if Drake May comes out, throws for 300 yards against Vegas in week one, hey, we might be talking here, right? So Kyle Williams, he's a rookie out of Washington State. He's got some juice. He's got some upside. If he looks good in week one and is still out there and you need a receiver, Kyle Williams is the guy I'm looking at.
What's interesting about Kyle Williams to me is that Drake May is like a very sexy and trending pick for a breakout star in fantasy football because there's dual threat ability and just he has Josh McDaniels now, and yet no one's kind of thrown in. He has to throw to someone. If he breaks out, it's going to be someone else is going to skyrocket with him. And I like Kyle Williams as the dart throw there in New England. Not a Stephon Diggs guy, not a rest of the room guy. And I think Kyle Williams had a strong preseason, and I'm hoping that they were kind of holding him back in the preseason and then ready to unleash him as the season goes on. Kyle Williams, good pick. Anyone else got a thought on Kyle Williams, or we can move on?
No, I guess I'll just piggyback because mine's a different Patriot. I'm going the Douglas route. Demario Douglas. Last year, 9 games of 9 points or more. That's in PPR. This is more if they go to the short pass game because they don't want Crosby to get at them. And like DA said, favorable week one schedule, Raiders, and then week two Miami. Yeah, I think taking a shot at one of these Patriot wideouts and just kind of throwing your dart, just hoping that one of them hits, is worth it. It depends on what kind he likes, like the prototypical slot guy. Douglas is 5'9", or Kyle Williams kind of bigger compared to Douglas. The wide room there is wide open. So I would say for both me and DA, pick one of these wideouts not named Stephon Diggs because the price is going to be next to nothing. I doubt you have to pay any fab for him, and just see if one of them hits, and then if one of them hits, then you have a possible wideout 3 flex guy if you're trying to fill in some spots here.
Drake May quote on the Kay Adams show regarding Demario Douglas: "You can't guard him in a phone booth." So he has the quarterback size and the quarterback average. So I mean, I think what Angel said there at the end is spot on. Drake May is gonna do something this year, and you should have your pick of one of those guys. Go and put one of those guys in your roster. Pick one that you believe in. Dive into the stats, whether it's Kyle Williams or Demario Douglas or one of the other guys. Maybe you know something we don't know. Pick one of these guys because someone's going to go off more than likely with this second-year quarterback ready to take off. AJ, you got one for us?
Yes, sir. Running back that I've been pretty bullish on all offseason. And as headlines have come out that are pushing his name closer to the front, I'm pretty excited about Dameon Pierce with the Houston Texans. Let's just go down the depth chart. Joe Mixon, we have no idea if he's going to play football this year or ever again, frankly, as no one on the coaching staff seems to know what his injury is and how long a timetable.
No one's seen him.
Nick Chubb, we all watched him play last year. I'm not super confident in a guy that looked like that last year who will be turning 30 in December this year. He played 8 games last year for the Browns, averaged 3.3 yards per carry, about 41 yards per game. And then Woody Marks, who's on his little mini Ja'Cory Krosky merit run in some leagues. We just don't know. The thing about the Houston Texans is they stick with one guy. Historically, they have not been a running back by committee team. Dameon Pierce has done it before with this team in his rookie season. He's 25 years old. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he could emerge as the lead guy in this backfield for this team. Like I said, last time he did it his rookie season, first game out the gate, he got 29% of the carries. After that, he got pretty generally over about 60% of the carries, 15 carries, 20 carries, 14, 26, 20, 15, 27, 17. These are the amount of carries he was getting as a rookie. He's done it before, and he's the type of guy that if week one he just flat out doesn't get the work, then okay, you drop him and you move on to the next guy. Rather than if you do have a Kyle Williams and he doesn't get the work in week one, you're gonna want to hold on to him. He's a rookie. You're gonna let me see a little bit more. But a guy like Dameon Pierce, take a flyer on him if you've got that open roster spot. See if he's gonna get the work in week one, and if he doesn't, you cut ties and you move on to the next guy.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts on that Houston backfield. It's a tricky one. It really is. I think Dameon Pierce was the most recently successful. I don't know if that's how you say it, but like Nick Chubb, obviously he looks washed, he looks slow, and yet it sounds like he's going to be the starter. I think Woody Marks is more of a third down type guy. Dameon Pierce though looked great in the preseason. Was he coming off an injury? I was trying to remember from 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's missed some time. I think
something major or just some.
Yeah, I think he was injured 2 years ago, and then he just lost the job to Joe Mixon last year.
Yeah, so oftentimes, I mean, it takes him a while to get fully back. So I'm with it. It's kind of very similar to the Patriots situation, in the wide receiver room. That running back position is a valuable slot on the Houston Texans because of what that offense can potentially be. And so whoever is filling it in, whether it's Nick Chubb or whoever it is, it's going to be valuable fantasy-wise just because of the opportunity there and the amount of times they're going to be in the red zone. And with that kind of offense, just want to turn around and hand it off. Kind of reminds me of James Conner's situation in Arizona. And kind of this type of running back is kind of taken off with these high-flying offenses, this kind of hammer of a running back that a lot of these guys have just to kind of get the dirty work done. I think it's taken off, and I think Dameon Pierce is a, like AJ said, a very low stakes pick. If he doesn't work out week one, drop him. Not a big deal. Guys, are you what Houston running back are you guys targeting? If you are targeting one.
I like Woody Marks just because if you're playing in full PPR, you've got a little bit more upside there. And I think that he is as likely to have a stable role, right? Maybe Chubb is the lead guy, maybe Pierce is the lead guy, but Marks is probably the best pass catcher, it seems, there. And so there's maybe a little bit more upside and a little bit more of a niche for him already carved out.
Yeah.
So I think, but if nothing else, kind of looking at the week 2 waiver wire, I don't think Chubb's value is going to rise. I think either Pierce or Marks, those are the guys who, oh man, Pierce got 9 carries and 5 targets. That's better than we thought. Or, whoa, Pierce was actually the bell cow. That's better than we thought. Those are the guys who could rise, get a flyer in on those guys early.
Yep, I got another running back here. I'll take my turn, and it's someone who recently was cleared for contact in one of the most high volume rushing offenses in the league, if not the most, and that's Najee Harris on the LA Chargers. Najee Harris is still, I checked, right at 50% this morning on the Sleeper app. Last year, RB20. We know that Dobbins and the other Gus Edwards are now gone. Dobbins last year with 195 carries, and Gus Edwards with 101 carries, all vacated. I don't think they're going to give all to Hampton right off the bat. I think Najee Harris is going to have a real role in this offense. I think this might be everyone's trying to figure out what the next David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs situation is. This might be the next David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs situation with Najee Harris still in his prime, although maybe just one eye, and Aaron Hampton looking, electric and maybe a little bit stronger of a running back than like a Jahmyr Gibbs type. But I think this is going to be a split backfield. I think Najee Harris is going to get real work, and people are going to kind of realize that early in the season. Maybe throw him on your roster now if you have an extra roster spot.
Yeah, Najee will be a nice floor pick. I think, like you said, they're not going to be a one show town, like it's a one horse town. It's going to be multiple backs, maybe 2, opening up, and Najee will definitely have a role. The upside, not very high, but the floor is nice enough to flex them.
Well, knock on wood, but with any of these guys, I like to have a guy who's like in the split backfield. My ideal guy is he has standalone value inside a committee, and then you're one injury away. Knock on wood. Obviously, we want Elton Hampton to have a great rookie year, but you're one injury away from Najee Harris being a league winner type guy if he has the backfield to himself in the Chargers. So I like that kind of guy, I like that kind of committee back, as opposed to like a handcuff who like a Charbonnet who's like you're totally reliant on an injury, or else that guy could just be a waste on your bench all year if you don't have Walker. But Najee Harris is my guy. DA, you got another one?
Yeah, so this one, predicting our week 2 waiver wire, who's someone that could have a surprisingly good week 1, have a favorable matchup in week 2. I'm going for tight end Brenton Strange. Now, if you got one of the big 3 tight ends anyway, don't bother, right? What are you going to do? Bench Brock Bowers for this guy? No, right? You got your core tight end, lock it down. But if you kept getting value at other positions and you ended up with, tight end 14, then take a flyer. Who knows exactly how many offensive snaps Travis Hunter is playing? It seems like they want him in on offense, but if that actually doesn't play out that way, if he's playing at corner a decent amount, Strange could be the target number 2 there, depending on what you believe about De'Ami Brown. Week 2, Jacksonville takes on the Bengals. So they got Panthers in week 1. That's manageable. Bengals in week 2. Are they going to have Hunter play more corner to match up with 2 really good receivers?
Yeah.
And it's a bad defense. Is Strange going to be able to find open room, even if Hunter's still mixing in on offense? I think Strange is that kind of a flyer. If you got an elite tight end, don't worry. But if you got one of the lower guys, see if you can open up some space for him, taking on Cincinnati in week 2.
I have another guy to throw in that tight end realm. Chig Okonkwo is a guy that I have been wanting to stack on into many rosters on the last pick, or even after the draft if I want to redo a pick kind of with the free agency list. Chig Okonkwo last year to end the season averaged 9 targets and 7 receptions. From a tight end, that is fantasy gold. That's consistency. That's probably a top 5 to 7 finish if it's anything like it was last year. And so I think Chig Okonkwo might be the number 2 receiver there in Tennessee with a brand new quarterback. We have no idea how good Cam Ward's going to be. What if Cam Ward is another one of these rookie quarterbacks who comes into the league guns a-blazing? Chig Okonkwo is my guy to kind of keep an eye on. AJ?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a guy very similar to my last pick in Dameon Pierce, and that's Chris Rodriguez with the Washington Commanders. again, we just have no idea who the guy's going to be in this backfield. It reminds me of, I think I brought this up when the initial trade happened in our video. It reminds me of Jacksonville in 2020. They cut Leonard Fournette. Everybody goes after Dare Ogunbowale and other players, and James Robinson became the guy. San Francisco 49ers in, I believe, 2021 or 22, they draft Trey Sermon. They've got Raheem Mostert. Elijah Mitchell becomes the guy. So, and taking a look at this first week against the New York Giants, ranked the number 3 defensive line. If Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is their guy, and that rookie is not able to get past that defensive line, I can see a world where they turn to Chris Rodriguez maybe in the second half, and I can see the possibility of him coming away with 12, 13, 14 carries from this game.
Ainge, you got one?
Yeah, I got one. This guy was a post-type sleeper sort of last year. Last year was supposed to be his real breakout year. Going wide receiver, Marvin Mims from Denver. Obviously, Sean Payton takes his time with his wideouts. He wants to make sure that they know the playbook, that they can run block. This year in the preseason so far, he's played all the snaps, the same amount of snaps that Courtland Sutton has played, and we love Courtland Sutton. Last year, Mims finished from week 13 to week 18 when he finally got the wideout 2 snaps as wideout 13, wideout 3, and wideout 6. So we know the upside there. If we think the offense for Denver is going to go up, we want to get those pieces that are cheap, that can be nice pieces for bye weeks or for guys who get hurt. I think Marvin Mims is a nice guy to put at the end of your bench. Also could give you week 1 out the gate. I mean, they're playing Tennessee week 1. The Broncos are favored by 7.5. It's going to be a bloodbath, so we might want to get in on these guys early before the league finds out that most of these guys are startable.
Quick note on Marvin Mims. If you do, if you are interested in Marvin Mims, you probably have to jump on him right now. He's already up at 60% owned across sleeper leagues, so probably not a guy you can wait until next week for sure. DA, you have one more?
Super deep random flyer. If you're in a really deep league, this guy's probably still available. So don't come at us and be like, "Oh, Dameon Pierce is already picked up in my league." Whatever. Right? This guy, he's out there. Keandre Lambert-Smith, wide receiver for the LA Chargers. Ton of camp buzz. He's been one of their go-to producers. Honestly, he's looked better than Trey Harris in camp. He's a big-bodied outside receiver. They get the Chiefs in week 1. That's a tough matchup. McDuffie's probably their best corner, so maybe he's following Ladd. He can play inside, outside, kind of like Ladd can. If Lambert-Smith does nothing in week 1, whatever, right? Bye. But if he pops, or if he's getting a decent amount of outside receiver playing time, Raiders in week 2. Okay, So you Friday night, some leagues, I think Yahoo leagues, you can even cut guys on your bench if they weren't in your starting lineup. If you're in a league like that, throw him on your bench on Friday night. You're going to see him before the Sunday slate anyway. If he gets 1 target, boot him. If he does something, interesting play for week 2, big, physical, very toolsy. How much do these guys hit? It's worth finding out.
Anyone else have any more you want to share? I think we emptied the tank there.
I got just a quick one. It seems like a no-brainer. Wandale Robinson.
Right, your boy.
Yeah, that's my guy. And it's shocking to look at the numbers last year. He had 140 targets. He was tied for 12th in targets.
That's pretty,
and he's owned in 24% of leagues. They love him. There's no change to the offense. And if we expect this offense to improve, why wouldn't we expect his numbers to go up? He produces in that offense. 310 targets went to Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson last year. That it's staggering to see that he is not owned in a lot of leagues.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Jackson Dart listed as number 2 quarterback, surprisingly, out of camp, which means his time is probably coming sooner rather than later. So in very similar, like Drake May situation, if you're a believer in Jackson Dart, which I know AJ and Angel are big in him, I'm not sure how DA feels. I'm quickly getting there with him. Might want to grab the receiver that you think, other than Malik Neighbors. Obviously, he will not be on your waiver wire. If he is, leave that league immediately. But grab the other guy.
Join that league.
Yeah.
Or let me send the link over.
Yeah. But there will be a second guy, whether that's a Bellinger or a Wandale Robinson. There'll be another guy there taking targets from an up and coming quarterback that you believe in. All right, boys, empty tank. Are we good?
I mean, if you want another real sicko dive, largest line in week 1 is 7.5. Week 2, right? If we're looking at week 2,
Yeah,
Ravens favored by 12.5 against the Browns. Derrick Henry might have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns at halftime. Get you some Justice Hill. No Isaiah Likely, so maybe he's getting some of that PPR check down kind of game. Tyler Huntley or someone coming in the second half. If you get a running back hurt in week 1 and you can't grab their handcuff and you're just desperate, who am I gonna play?
yeah.
Right. Don't stash him over higher upside guys. But if you're really desperate for a plug and play, I think Justice Hill will be fine in week 2.
Yeah, nice little nugget. We're winning.
Hey, easy. Browns beat the Ravens last year.
Hey, I'm very aware of that.
And I was forced to watch that game because I watched with my grandpa, who's from Ohio, so he was hyped.
Oh man, I love Joe Flacco in purple more than I do in brown.
You guys all wrapped up with your fantasy leagues? Drafting, I mean?
Yeah, I drafted them all.
I think I've got one more draft.
Yeah, we got one more left. Angel, you got one more left too, I think. But that's all we got for today, guys. Thanks for joining Fantasy for today. That's our Waiver Wire show. We'll be with you again later on this week for another show. More information, helping you win your league. See you guys. Thanks for joining us.